Sure.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah, that is. It needs a lever arm. What do I say? With a lever, you can move the world. Well, with a
big enough.
Thaumaturge, we can move your sins. I feel that might have caused some damage. Wow.
A lot of damage.
There's got to be a better trick to it than that. Like, I'm saying, like, maybe, like, the way they do it is they, like, heat it up quite a bit to loosen it up or something with a blowtorch. Like, if the whole thing is taken out. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know the details, but, like, it feels like something went wrong. You know what I mean, though. Like, oftentimes there's, like, a dumb, stupid trick, and it's only obvious in hindsight, and it just makes you feel like an idiot. Okay. The Nomicon, that is not a bad idea. I've been laboring all day in a stretch cell.
You gotta erg before the Turge.
Oh wow, I have goob again. What should I
Nice.
spend it on?
Very goob.
What should I spend it on? Because goob's not nothing if you don't spend it. No, I can't do name and game. Darn it. But what about spending goob? But I want to spend it now. Evening, bully snake. Hey, water break, perfect. And I got my big old bowl of pasta in front of me. That smells like garlic pasta. Although I will say, at our first water break, I'm running across the street to the liquor store to get a bottle of wine.
Wine.
That's holy fuck this week.
Womp womp.
Womp womp. How do I spend goob? Why would you ask that in text? I'm right fucking here.
Because how else could I spend the goob? Just to ask how to spend the goob.
Oh my god. I checked my posture. It's there.
Do you have 5 posture?
Oh, at least my dude.
That's a good enough safety factor. I am not doing it. Someone else has got to do the squats. That's you, Lonewolf.
You want me to do some squats? I'll do some squats.
Who paid for squats? I missed it.
Ladder maker.
Did it literally happen it happened in the time it took for the chat to pop out into its own window.
Nice.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's really tough to do doing push to talk, by the way.
The eye break is really lame considering it's a turn-based game, but I'm still looking away. Still got my eyes closed.
You don't need to just look away. You need to, like, close your eyes. And
yeah, I know. I got them
around.
closed.
Yeah, like, you rotate them to the top left, bottom right. Like, just do box movements. Just kind of spread out
It
your eyes.
also helps to look around the room because the rest of the room isn't a screen.
That's true, too. Sometimes during the eye breaks, I just straight up add eye drops.
We have this cat tree that is that goes from floor to ceiling, and there is currently a big fuzzy booty. That's all I can see. Because it's pointed at the window, and she's staring out the window, so I just see her big fuzzy booty.
Mm.
There. I believe we were trying to find Krampus.
Are you gonna kill Santa?
We'll see.
Maybe.
If you're good.
Yes. I gotta say, I have no idea where the plot of this game is taking us.
Well, shit. I reckon World War I, buddy.
Well,
They've referenced it like 8 times, so.
yeah, like that'll be part of it, but like I'm saying his personal story, how it's going to end.
Ah. Fair.
But hey, at least it's not Belgium.
Belgium, man. Belgium.
No, it's Poland, which got it even worse, huh?
True. There was some stuff that happened in Poland.
In this issue, a number of British journalists survey the most popular motifs in fashion, inspired by folk and oriental dresses. The special supplement will be a treat for all those who love the most precious of fabrics, silk. That actually is a nifty view.
Well, what about velour? The most future 60s fabric that you can buy.
Velour.
Because who doesn't like clothes made out of ceramic?
Kif, fetch my velour jumpsuit.
You mean you're not wearing it already, sir? When your professional clothes are also pajamas, there's always velour.
One of these days I'm gonna have to find out what's worth taking in Poland, but I don't know how to broach that question with Google, huh? Why everybody angry Poland, Question mark?
And same here as in Ukraine. Very good place for growing food.
Relative to the very bad places that are...
Invading it, yes. It also results in a very high population that, well, there's a reason why the word slave is very similar to Slav. It's because that's what they called the people there. They were Slavs. That means slave.
Oh, this is the quest. I don't want to do this. That's why there's only one way to leave it. The, town, Or this area of town, Yeah, gotta find Krampus before I can leave,
Dang old Krampus, cramping up my style.
Alright, why you gotta be stirring shit up while I'm trying to leave, huh?
You have nowhere to run. Lay down your arms and we might let you off lightly.
Get the hell out, you Tsar's lackeys! Today, the harbor. Tomorrow, all of Warsaw!
Next week, the world!
You're still here? You always show up before a riot.
Mm-hmm.
Yemio, the idiot. He had one job. Don't get in our way.
You have no vision, no plan, and there will be no uprising. Yamil told me you stole that shipment when you were drunk, as a joke.
Do you believe that idiot?
We cannot stop. The cops never reckoned with us the way they do now. Let's burn it all!
You cannot end this without bloodshed, even if you wanted to. You've become a victim of your own demagoguery.
You're right, and I don't mean to stop. People! We're about to fight the first great battle that will change the course of this land's history! It will be the cue for a nationwide effort, and will inspire all the partitions to fight!
I think he has a broken heart.
But the harbor will be ours. Right, Edic?
First, we take the harbor, then Warsaw, and then we'll force the Tsar himself to negotiate.
Sergeant, this is getting out of control.
I should have scared what's his face.
Let's
with
get
the
them, boys.
reinforcements, huh?
People! What the foreign power has seized from us, we shall now recapture.
Oops. Oh.
Uh-oh. That seems like somebody had an accident. Zeus, I am more than willing to lay down my life.
I'm
Double
gonna do me a load. I feel like that could have ended better.
Retreat! Retreat! Nazad! Nazad! For fuck's sake!
Get lost, Russian bastards! It's our land now! We're taking over the harbor. From now on, we set the rules. And if you're not with us, you're against us!
That's enough. Krampus, the old spirit of Christmas who visits naughty children, Edic was a perfect tidbit for you. Time for you to choke on it.
Let's try and do that different.
Sir,
You're...
I'll give that a try, why not?
It's easy to captivate the crowd when you can promise them anything. The hard part is to deliver on those empty promises, isn't it?
Empty? Look around you and see how many people stand behind me. And this is just the beginning.
Edic captured the arms, and now we have a chance to drive the Ruskies off the harbor.
I don't know why I thought that would
And
work.
we'll prevail!
Well, this man seems quite reasonable to open discussion. Like, there's a chance, right? There's a chance.
And after you snatch away the harbor from the Tsar's power, what next?
People! We're about to fight the...
But the harbor will be...
First, we...
Sergeant,
Let's get...
I am a great negotiator and a peacemaker.
Do it. Bring peace to these people. With the threat of violence on your back.
Edic, quit being a dick, huh? Aha!
You have nowhere to run.
That gendarme you held captive has run away. He'll soon be back with more troops. They will burn the harbor to the ground, with you right in the middle of it.
Then why don't we burn the harbor before they get here, Edic? There's no pulling punches with the Ruskies. To arms, people!
You cannot end this without bloodshed.
You're right. People!
There's only one option left, I might as well try it, right?
Get lost! Well, and if you're not with us, you're against...
That's enough.
You just asked where the army was, but I skipped it by mistake. It was one time it was reported that Warsaw's legendary mermaid had been captured here, but it turned out it was just a fisherman's wife drunk and entangled in a net.
Sergeant.
I mean, that's kind of
You're
like a
still-
mermaid, right?
No, it's not.
It will
see
all
the
end in a
difference.
bloodbath and even more oppression. You lead these people to their deaths, and you expose their families to the Tsar's retribution.
He's leading us to glory.
He's not one of us. He doesn't get it. People! We're about to fight
Yeah,
it.
there's no way out
But
of
the
this.
harbor will be out.
First, we take the harbor.
Sergeant.
Let's get...
People! Get lost, Rush! We're taking over the... And if you're not...
That's enough.
At least this game doesn't deal with probabilities of success in terms of conversation.
I know. At least I broke that in House of Many Doors, so...
Both in good and bad ways, when you end up getting too high of stats. Because it can sometimes be hard to fail. I'm surprised they never added an item that would like set a stat to 1 to make you auto-fail in chat.
That'd be interesting.
Like, I know in Final Fantasy games they sometimes. So in Chatland, how's everyone doing this week? Sorry you're feeling kind of rough there, Noot. Happens to the best of us.
It's okay to be tired, Bully Snake. It happens.
Yep. I find there's like, honestly, 40 to 50 hours, like, and just a little bit past that, is really tiring. And it's still tiring up until you get, like, to that work level that you just live at work effectively. And then I find, while that's tiring, that's stable tiring, it's not the exhausting tiring of having to transit and get to do all your chores. Because if you can just give up on all your chores, because you're at work all the time, it's like, it's a weird state of being. I'm glad. We try and be good spooks. Oh, you got hit in the left shoulder or right shoulder this time. Damn, that guy's a good shot.
I have a gun too. I have real bullets. So.
Ah, but are they filled with the sins of the damned? The answer is yes. Oh yeah. Accepulus? Maybe?
Honk.
Him can attack.
Oink! Man down. Well, I think you've defeated the Krampus. I like how the Krampus kind of wears a Krampus on his over his left breast.
until Rasputin sees you.
I don't think I've lost a combat yet.
Nope.
You two have a lot in common.
Let's end this soiree. Scatter and we'll let you off lightly. You stand no chance. Do you want another
Oh
Red
my god, look
Sunday?
at that guy in the background
Don't
who's at
listen
like
to
a
him.
quarter of the
The harbor.
frame rate.
Yep.
It's just the...
Shut the fuck up.
Him too.
It might not have been a model operation, but there were no casualties. Good job, Shosky.
What will happen to these people now?
We don't want riots, so we'll try to intimidate them, book them, and we'll check on them if need be. But Eddic is a ringleader. Have you thought about joining the services?
No, that's not for me. Not with that headache. Goodbye, Lihotsky.
As the ringleader, he gets the chair.
In the end, people in the harbor area and even those in the other bank had a chance to witness an explosive show and actual fireworks. Oh my god, and it gave me the fucking drawing thing anyway.
Nice.
I need to see Rasputin.
Also, no, I need to go to the tailor. Oh, it's nighttime. I'm gonna go to the dive bar. I also might check on my sister in case I'm missing anything extra. Some people do grassroots work, and others organize coups. Kirchner wields a different kind of weapon, and one that is no less sharp. Oh, maybe I'll run into that guy. That great Thaumaturge.
The best Thaumaturge ever, perhaps?
No, he already declared me king of Thaumaturgy.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, remember when I first met him?
Oh, yes, because he still wants to have you as a rival to eventually overthrow you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please don't sell shit outside of my house, huh?
What happens is really good shit.
Maybe.
Evening there, BPL Star Mute. Rah rah, Rasputin, lover of the Russian queen. I used to be able to sing that whole thing from memory, but I haven't been able to do that for a while.
I think they added an extra line when they remastered and re-released it.
Oh.
Or extra verse.
That's interesting.
Ooh.
Let's make sure there are no more dead bodies in my backyard. Ah, the crows are feasting in a different backyard. Excellent.
A feast for a different backyard crows.
Yo, remember that time I fucked a million crows?
I think they more just fucked you up. but it's like 51, half dozen the other.
I got +1 romantic encounter from it.
It is evening, BPL Star Mute, and I am glad because holy crap, I need some
Mr.
time off.
Shulsky. I've got some I see what it is you're getting.
Oh,
We
come
need bolt.
on.
Meanwhile, I won't bother.
You're
All right.
difficult fabric.
Mr. Shulsky. I won't. All right.
I look like shit. Oh. I'm always happy to cause some drama. Classifieds. To WSZ, I kindly request a meeting at the cafe near your home. I have a matter of great importance to discuss with you, sir. Signed that
Well,
reporter.
there we have it.
That would be why he wanted me to remember WS, huh?
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Read the manifesto, shit, Chris.
Shit, Chris here. No. Lishite Manifesto, people of independent Poland. Enough humiliation and years of suffering under the iron boot of partitionist violence. The dawn of a new world is coming in which the power of our nation is once again awakening to life, strengthened by the terror it has survived. Stronger than ever. The heart of each Pole still pumps the blood of the ancient Lechite warriors, the tribe of brave Slavs who ruled these lands since time immemorial. Our freedom was snatched to us by deceit, so we will now not shy away from any measure to regain it. Therefore, we postulate, as a chosen group of representatives of the sacred Lishite nation blessed by God, we will fight for Poland's independence against the despicable invader with all the means at our disposal. We have tolerated the foreign race on our sacred lands too long. Therefore, we will strive to cleanse the Republic from the swarm of Russians, Germans, Austrians, Jews, Tartars, Romanov, and any other element that unlawfully uses our property. We want to demolish museums, libraries, and universities. We will fight moralism, feminism, and all opportunism. We will build culture anew, enough of misrepresentation and history being written with the pen of vicious vipers. So help us, Lord God Almighty and all the saints.
God help us is right.
I honestly, that those kind of speeches, they don't strike me as a good guy.
No.
You might be a baddie.
That's
WS,
an X for
it's
doubt here.
good that you're here.
Yeah.
Did you get my message?
Indeed.
I need your help.
To take out the squads in the tilted tower.
Did someone get upset that you were following him, sniffing after a scandal?
No, I've gotten used to that already. This is something bigger.
What is it?
Have you heard what happened at Vienna Station?
No.
There was an attack. Bloody and brazen. Several dead. All of them civilians, it seems.
I want to see.
A new group of fanatics have taken credit for the assassination. They call themselves Lechites. The Russians have put Zhukov himself on the case. I want to write about it. The truth. But I need help.
What did I do to earn such trust?
I liked how you handled the case of the Krajewskis and Pyotr Alexandrovich. Krajewski hasn't said a thing since then. Impressive, but also a bit scary. There is no one in Warsaw more suitable for what I am about to propose to you.
I thought you'd hate me for the way I handled those. So.
Enough to get you interested in this case?
I've never written an article. How can I help?
I'll handle the writing. You focus on finding these Lechites. I want to eliminate the possibility of this being a Russian provocation. I'll interview them. What do you make of this?
Zukov, is he that famous investigator?
They say he's amazing and very effective. If the Ruskies have got him on this case, it must be the top priority. Anything else?
I wouldn't be so sure the census would allow you to print something like this.
I don't write exclusively for state-run newspapers. Have you ever heard anything about Kimichits?
I haven't. I only know the character from the book by Sienkiewicz. It's nothing special.
This is my pseudonym for a certain underground publication. I'll admit that I am rather well known in patriotic circles as Kimichits.
Congratulations.
Keep asking.
Who are those Lechites?
Nobody knows. They've shown up in Warsaw only recently. This is the first attack they've taken credit for. That's why I want to reach out and talk to them. Anything else?
Who died in this attack?
That's what's suspicious. Nobody knows. The list of victims has been classified, but I know that they're most likely civilians, random people, Poles. The Lechites fancy themselves patriots, and look what we have here.
That's enough for me to start with.
So you agree?
Yes, maybe I'll reach out to Uncle.
Good idea, because you need a pass to access the attack site. They won't just let anyone in. No offense.
But I'm a very
Do
proud
you ever
person.
see Wanda?
Perhaps I should speak to her.
I
Wonderful.
mean, the eyes give it away.
Fine. And when you happen to stumble across a Lechite, don't forget to call me. It's a Śródmieście number, 3490. I'm also leaving you their manifesto. I just want to talk to them and write an honest article about them, in Polish.
Yeah, you're both right. It's, I mean, Focht or Focht, or how do you say Focht? Focht.
Fuck.
Yeah, yeah, Focht. He's. I would actually put Focht down as sort of a pacifist, but a very ends justify the means pacifist. And I know those are fighting words, but like if you look at his military career in the BattleTech setting, and you look at his like what he wanted out of everything he did, because like there's not many people who can say they survived being drummed out of not just one, but two houses, armies, one of which were the Draconis Combine, and lived to tell about it. So.
Oh.
Can you feel him? He moves with the bustle of the market and the rustle of sand grains around the stalls. It feels like the sun is standing at its zenith and burning mercilessly. It's a visitor from a harsh desert land. A djinn.
And a freak no less, huh?
I felt something. Where is it?
I want to see if I can do it without going to Rasputin, but I also kind of want to do the completion.
Completionist, never visit Rasputin. Just brutal.
I forget where Rasputin lives, so I want to say there. Oh, but also I wanted to visit my sister.
Or I'll be right back. I gotta shut my window. Somebody's smoking outside.
Alright.
Not now, Victor. I don't have time.
Has anything strange happened lately? Anything that might have something to do with the golem?
A cup fell from
And
the
I'm back.
table, and someone's...
Most likely common...
And some plaster fell from... Anything else?
I have to poke around here.
If you need it.
Just as. So while we're snapping our fingers and seeing what's going on in the world of Thaumaturge, I guess it's time for more stories with Chris. So, as a bunch of you in the chat know, I'm working at a greenhouse this year, and that means, or like nowadays, and now that means I work stupid hours from like April to July, but I got a lot of free time in the winter because, well, not much to do. It works out to like a full-time job over the course of the year, but it's kind of condensed down to about 6 months. And pretty front heavy. But so I get some interesting customers. And well, I've one of my more interesting customers this past week. Which one do I want to choose? So I had a client who made a... He's one of those clients. He's one of those clients that, like, you just want to fire, but he has so much money you can't. So, we were selling for this guy. I think I sold him like $5,000 worth of trees. And I think I lost money on it based on how much time it took him to decide how to get these trees. I probably put like 80 hours into helping him decide what trees he's wanting, him going back and forth. But yeah, on
Do you have a moment?
For you, always.
well,
This whole
let's hear them
farce,
talk.
the thank yous.
Pardon?
What's it all for?
We're gonna let them talk
What
first.
intentions do you
Yeah.
have towards me?
Intentions that we become friends and help one another and complement one another. I have skills that you don't, and vice versa. I'm not hiding anything from you, Victor.
This place looked different.
Everything is happening according...
We already had told them about that.
Not all of them are as...
Well, Jesus,
And look,
the highest.
all these...
We all...
What happened?
I've already done all that.
Enough.
I'm at
Yeah.
you.
I need your help. Again.
Rasputin, more like
And
last
I won't turn
Sputin.
you down again. Do you see anything? Ow! The next trick's the...
Yes, this one is worse. Well, yes.
Don't worry. He thinks he's playing with us. It's just an illusion.
Same with the blood loss. Also an illusion.
Come here. Enough joking around.
At least he wasn't watching me sleep for a change.
Mm-hmm.
He was. He just left before he woke up.
Yeah, he had to take a piss. So,
Oh
this
no, it was just a random person that was watching me sleep.
Oh,
His
okay.
granny, she was watching.
Nice. She's got to get her rocks off somehow. Ah, torture. What a beautiful ability. So yeah, this random customer, like I started selling him ball and burlap, like wire cage wrap trees, and eventually we were going down to 5 gallons because he kept not making up the mine and they kept not being available on the market, blah, blah, blah. Whatever, it happens. But I find out that the customer who referenced him, I finally talked to that contractor, said, yeah, no, that's why I got out of the landscaping business. And then I talked to like several other landscapers, just bringing up this guy in just side conversation, no names, and they immediately name drop him. You're talking about like Mr. S. I'm like, yeah, it's like, oh man, that guy belongs in a hospital, and he is a doctor, I have found that every single one of my landscapers that we regularly provide for have blacklisted him. So it's we delivered to him, say. We'd spent months. We wanted to get 8-foot tall spruces that weren't like they were in 20-gallon pots. I tried my damnedest. Eventually, we had to go down to like 4-foot tall in 10-gallon pots because that's all that he was available when he finally bit the bullet and decided on things. Fair enough. We're bringing them in, and turns out he didn't tell me along the entire time. And I've given him like pictures of these things and I've given them the Latin names. He wanted blue spruce. These weren't blue enough. These were just Colorado spruce. They weren't Colorado blue spruce. They weren't blue enough. And I'm just like, okay, we'll take them back and sell them on our own. I get a call from him 2 hours later. You know what? I'll take them. And my eye started twitching at about that point, and it's been about 4 days, and it's still got this little bit of a twitch going on. He's a rock star of a customer, but he's spending thousands of dollars. So
Yeah.
Yeah. And I am in the greenhouse business. Upside, he gave me a lot of impetus to speed up my invoice rating software and like tree searching software, and it saved me like a crap ton of time. I'm glad I got it done early, but there was other things I should have done first instead of dealing with him. He was the impetus for change.
Do you have a moment?
For you?
I'll leave you alone.
Go in health, friend.
Do you have a moment? I do. Okay, thanks. Bye.
Mm-hmm.
Spent half my damn salary drinking again. Well, whose fault is that, huh?
Obviously, the boss. He shouldn't have paid you salary. Should have paid you hourly. He'd have been more responsible. It was his fault. I don't know why.
Well, you get what you pay for, I guess.
Money.
Mm-hmm.
Sandalwood, myrrh, and resin. Pleasant. Hovering among the oils are words of fervent conviction that can never be changed. Why can't I smell like a rose? Who defines the boundaries of what you can or cannot do? Let everyone wear what they want. 2 bottles, please. Placed out of the way, but in the marketplace you don't get much peace and quiet anywhere. The bench that should be a place of rest and respite remembers rather the pure anger and frustration radiating from the people who sought a moment of peace here. Their boss is driving them mad. How long are they going to put up with that?
Exactly 7.
7 precisely?
7 put up, yep.
Good to know. Stupid barrel. African daisy lying on the stall next to some plates. The flower smells strongly of satisfaction and complacency blossoming in the heart. Someone has left it here as a sincere greeting and continued on their way, allowing the emotions to bloom in it quickly. They're all speaking German.
Them Germans.
Don't leave me with the Germans.
Apple core. If that's what it takes to find a gym, then fine, I will touch it. Bite after bite, he sank his teeth into the apple. His emotions continued churning in his heart, driving him to the edge of reason. They keep doing everything the man asks, and he won't even toss them a kopeck. The apple core landed in the mud along with the remnants of his patience. So many colors, textures, and smells, and yet you always end up getting the licorice ones.
Yay, licorice.
Ew, licorice.
Licklish.
What kind of licorice? Is it the real licorice or the fake?
I can't
There is
say.
only one licorice. Everything else is something else.
Twizzlers and such.
Yeah. Legally, they can't call themselves licorice, but that's why they're called Twizzlers.
A bust. It appears to be as genuinely old and valuable as the price suggests. A hand moved across the bust as thoughts buzzed in his head like bees in spring. No can do. It's too heavy, especially since the other hand has to carry these damned flowers until they're sold. Thief, huh? A nice looking pocket watch. There's a panicked thought roaming around the watch to leave it after all. It would be a shame to get caught due to carelessness. Perhaps the seller won't notice other items missing.
Thieves!
There's clearly a thief prowling the marketplace that seems to be selling daisies as cover. Finding this thief shouldn't be too difficult. I kinda wanna get my dream granted. Featuring a catchy slogan promising to make all wishes come true. There's a faint glow of hope radiating in front of the signboard. I hope that the slogan will catch on. People will be interested and plenty of them will come inside. Okay, I'll get stupid,
Good day.
And it can be even better. I'll quickly find whatever it is you need, sir.
Well, I have heard that he has a reputation.
Oh yeah, totally.
What are your wishes?
Not a plant or anything.
I should just tell you what I wish for.
Don't be bashful. We're all friends here.
Just name it, and I'll handle the rest.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they went there.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I want
What a jerk.
to be an unequaled master of thaumaturgy.
Mister, that's a wish you can grant on your own. 10,000 hours of solid practice,
He's
and
selling
you can be
books.
a master of anything you want. Next time, make your wishes a little more material for me.
You grant wishes like gin?
Jin? Mister, I grant any number of wishes, not some measly 3 or so. I've got Jin's eating out of my hand.
And you can grant any wish?
Yeah, I heard he brought a real Persian cat from Altsova. Now that's something.
You know it. I have yet to have a customer come back dissatisfied.
I was just browsing.
Do come back now. Wishes won't grant themselves.
The salesman is a go-getter who likes to talk big. He promises to make all wishes come true. I wonder if he can deliver. Let's go find the dissatisfied customer he was thinking about.
Yay.
Box of cigars, a hard-to-get commodity. The cigars smell of tobacco and something else. Free-floating thoughts intertwine with the bouquet's scent. Getting these cigars took a lot of effort from someone, and it's all been for naught. There was this customer, stubborn as a mule, and despite the promise, the wish could not be fulfilled. Loser.
Did you think of any new wishes?
But I know that you failed to fulfill one task, one wish, for a very important client.
Well, that's interesting.
Oh, that was a simple misunderstanding. Nothing to talk about, right?
Will it dawn on you when I mention cigars? Rolled on the thighs of Cuban girls?
No, it will not dawn on me.
Despite their uniqueness, these small pieces of handicraft from an exotic land fail to impress.
That's enough.
So you brought others even more magnificent, resting in elegant cedar boxes, but they too were rejected.
Well, I'll be. Picky, aren't we?
The manager of this establishment, the shitty vizier, who else? What does he want? His caprices cost me a fortune, and still, there's no pleasing him. I'm finished. Are you pleased with yourself?
It sounds like he's actually trying to give people what they want, what they're asking for.
How dare.
I'm sorry, that's not...
That's not what you wished for? And what of it? Get lost, both of you, get! The wishing stall is closed.
Look what you did. And Maltsova hears about this.
The salesman didn't carry the fly I hoped to find in him. He's not the person that the djinn follows. The go-ahead salesman promised to make all wishes come true. He turned out to have his limits, however, and despite strenuous effort, there was one he couldn't satisfy. The future of the dream shop is doubtful, but at least I'm certain the djinn follows someone else, and I just ruined somebody's life.
Only a small amount of life.
So he literally just runs a go-to guy business, basically. And procurement and all that.
It's not the worst sort of business if you're doing it okay.
Would you like to buy some flowers? They'll steal your heart.
Steal anything else?
Have you perhaps noticed any unprecedented phenomena happening here?
Here? Mister, there's 1,001 of those happening every day. How about a flower?
I'll have one.
It will be perfect for a buttonhole.
That's the flower I was looking for. The feelings are still as fresh as the morning dew, yes, on the petals, and I can feel recently growing hope and contentment at the sight of the approaching dandy. The book at the waist looks valuable. Yes, that would be a good target.
Yes, yes, yes.
A desert daisy. It survives even in the harshest conditions.
I didn't think you were such an expert on flowers.
Rather on people. I can't help but feel that we've already met.
Surely you're confusing me with someone else, sir.
I know what I'm talking about. You left an identical flower on one of the stalls, and you were very happy about it. You got a beautiful porcelain plate in return. And earlier, you were looking at gold watches. Fearing the seller becoming suspicious, you gave up on one of them. Shall I go on?
Thaumaturge. I've heard a little something about you and your tricks. Want me to show you real magic?
Sure.
Help!
Done,
Thief!
done, done.
Help!
Tuberculosis.
Stop.
I'll fight some dudes.
What are you up to, pickpocket? Stealing from flower girls? You scoundrel.
You don't like breathing through a straight nose.
I like breathing through a gay nose.
Gentlemen, I didn't do anything this manipulator is accusing me of.
Everyone says that. Well, maybe not quite in this way, but...
And people lose their belongings. What about him, Yahim?
Guards are not particularly eager to fulfill their duties. They seem apathetic and indifferent. It seems that the local security guards from the bazaar work for free because the administrator skimps on their wages. Frustration is simmering and it only needs a spark to explode.
Oh yeah! Bring out the rage.
After all, you're not angry with me. I'm not the one who isn't paying you. Your anger has a different source. Go to the source.
Yahim, the truth is cruel. Unfortunately, the pickpocket is right. What's the use of tormenting some small fry when you know who this is about?
Well, I wanted to tell you a long time ago, only I was afraid that...
Yahim, lad, I would never. Come on. We'll settle things with that scum in his office. As for you, you know what'll happen if you come here again, right? You understand?
I'm already gone.
Well done, solving it without violence upon yourself. You've given other people the gift of violence.
Small toy soldier, wooden, represents a Russian soldier. Hang on. The soldier is a sincere gift, an attempt to bring a smile and compensate for everyday hardships. Too bad the little brother was left alone painting the door. Hopefully the washerwoman will keep an eye on him. He should like the soldier as a reward. Oh, damn! I just slid. Just like the one I saw in the stalls. The intention that clings to this watch is full of determination. He must quench his thirst. A place of respite is near. The coolness of water extracted from the bowels of the earth. Thoughts revolve around the well as eyes continue to watch vigilantly behind him. Oh.
Interesting. My thief was definitely here. Or could the djinn be deceiving me?
They do that.
Mm-hmm.
It's their signature, huh? A worn-out pump over an age-old well. This is a meeting place. Cold metal reflects many thoughts. Mixed here about the nervousness of the thief and the primal relief after quenching the thirst, which glistens in the sun like a sheet of cold water and with a rusty aftertaste.
Delicious.
The heat
Tasty.
again. What tricks are these?
Welcome
like
to the
sucking on
watering
pennies.
hole, Wanderer. Show the proper respect.
Hello. My name's Victor.
They call me Ali, and this is my well. Did you draw from it?
I wish. It's unbearably hot.
I'll let you, if you tell me what you're doing here.
I was looking for someone here, but I didn't find them.
At the zenith in the desert, it's not hard to lose your way.
Are you trying to lead me astray like a djinn?
I meet desert spirits sometimes, but I don't walk in their paths. No mortal should. I'm just Ali.
I'm following the trail of a particular thief, but so far she has eluded me. I know she passed this way.
It sounds like she's one of the jinns.
You weren't far off. Have you seen her?
I've not only seen her, I also know her. And since you showed me respect at the watering hole, I'll tell you where to find her.
I got that
south
capybara
and find
energy.
washerwomen working. Your thief lives among them. Your oasis is within reach.
I'm talking to you, man.
What?
I asked why you're staring at this pump.
No,
Just keep staring at the pump. Just keep staring at the pump. Ignore it. No. It's a pump.
Did you see a man near the watering
Don't
hole?
look into the light.
Near the pump, someone's always loitering around there. What's strange about it?
Do you know Ali?
Because there's not enough Elise here in the Jewish quarters. I know at least 5. No offense, but you look and sound like someone who's lost his marbles.
I appreciate your candor.
Better go now. Be on your way.
You know, that character model just reminds me of what streamer is that?
I had a vision where a mysterious man by a waterhole told me the girl lives next to a laundry in the southern part of Miro.
Yeah. It reminds me of Zach from Mike Burnfire.
Ah.
Like his character model just looks like him.
I can tell that wasn't the first time the thief did that. She tried to lose me while keeping her cool and peace in her heart. As I followed her, I had a vision triggered probably by the djinn himself. That is why I know where to look for the girl.
Find the girl, save a little bit of sanity.
What do you say we take 5, fellas?
Sure, yeah. I'll be gone for a little more than 5, just because I got to go across the street and buy a bottle of wine. But see you
We
all
will
on the
take
boat.
5 to 7.
See you in a bit. Bye.
Well, I was back, but then somebody redeemed a pet, so I had to go pet my cat.
Nice.
Is Chris back?
Not yet.
Bastard,
Does the cat ever, like, stop and go, "Why are you randomly petting me?" Just accepts her fate? Nice. Aw, poor Diggs feels bad, man.
I'm gonna go play in traffic.
Oh, nice. Some Lederhosen.
Do you have what it takes to be a true leader, Hosen?
Of course, I have the Wiener Schnitzel. Welcome, UMC Samurai.
Oh, I can cause a traffic jam, huh?
Do it.
Let me see if there's another one ahead. There isn't.
And I'm back.
Welcome back.
Sorry about taking so long. There was a bit of a lineup at the liquor store. But I got my one.
No
Evening,
worries.
UNC Samurai. Sorry I cut you off there, Noot. Sorry about it.
I'm causing a traffic jam.
There's about to be a horse and carriage, if you know what I mean.
Horse and carriage,
If you know what I mean. Wonder what
Stop
road
yelling
rage
at
would
me
look
in
like.
German, huh?
Wonder what a road rage would look like with horse and carriage.
Probably somebody yelling in German, huh? Like just happened,
So did you pet your fluff ball there, Noot?
Yeah, I was about to sit down, and then my cat did the whole and fell on her side and exposed her tummy. So I bought myself a pet, and then I went and loved her up.
And, I just got a text from my workplace, and they're showing off how much they've made today, and I'm just thinking, like, man, I can't wait until the business slows
Where's my
down
bonus?
Oh no, like, so what's gonna happen next year? I am effectively gonna get a bonus. Whatever I make this year,
the one with the
no
book.
matter the hours I work next year, I will earn at least this much.
Nice.
But yeah, is your point that they shouldn't be touting their earnings when they only earn that much 5 months out of the year, and and they need to coast on it for the rest of it?
No, like that totally is the way the greenhouse business works. We're doing phenomenally better than last few years.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, like I did a bunch of grassroots advertising. I got some bloggers showing up. I've got some just like I tried to get like the youth advertising, like not youth, but like under 25 age category hit, and I've done.
I tried to
damn
be
fucking
hip
well
with
at
the
it.
kids, and it was fucking lit, fam.
Yeah, exactly. Like just throwing comments on Reddit.
For
you know,
real,
giving
no
advice.
cap,
Maybe not quite like that, but close.
What you need to do is start flossing.
You know, I can't floss.
The dance move.
I can't do the dance floss.
That's okay, neither can I.
The only way I do it is with a water pack.
Okay, you just gotta dab then,
I can do that thing where you have that, like, the hand go across your knees when you make your knees go, like, in and out. You can do that thing.
Doing the Chattanooga choo-choo.
Yeah. I can also, like,
oozing
panic run and stumble
you ain't
through
had
things
enough
without
of
getting
Warsaw
hurt.
yet? So you're sticking your nose in on people here?
You know what happens to fellas who sniff around where they ain't supposed to?
Mirov don't kid around.
I'm gonna fix that guy's. I'm gonna fix that guy's face.
I just wanted to stop by the laundry.
He must have shit his pants. You'll have to find yourself another laundry.
But this is the one I shit my pants in.
You would, you wouldn't hit a guy wearing shit in his pants, would you?
No, I would not.
Life lessons. That's why you always have another pair of pants in the car. And at work.
See what Krampus is up to.
And maybe a couple pairs in the trunk. And a few stashed around town. You still gotta have them pants.
Yeah, just wear like 8 pairs of pants at all in a given time.
I mean, at work I wear like 3 pairs of pants. As the day gets warmer, I just shuck off the pants. It really results in some very funny social
pants
situations.
with like the breakaways along the side. You just take off your layers.
These are full, like, gotta take off the belt, and then they jimmy them down. And it's really funny when a customer sees you doing that behind an aisle. They're like, what the fuck are you doing? I was like, it's warm in here. And then they see you're wearing another layer of pants. They're like, oh. Still hilarious. Then again, I'm the kind of guy who can rock socks and sandals, so I have a lack of shame. Zeus, that is very good bowel control. I salute you.
Yeah, 2 utes.
Yeah, Zeus, if you just, have your hand back there and do the hippo thing, I promise you no one will bug you ever again.
I don't even want to know.
Ow.
Remember, fist hurt more
Ow.
than bullet.
Jeez, stop.
Because bullets cause pain and hurt, but fists also make you lose focus and concentration.
Focus.
Deadly schnapps.
Your circle of salutors is going to look really crowded if there's full 8 of them. But it feels they did that for controller pad control. Joystick.
Dang. 1-2 punch that guy.
Yep. Right into the afterlife. Gotta double tap. Gotta make sure.
I mean, imagine how much feces is in that road. I think that's the worst part. Not getting knocked out, just drowning.
Hope you fall on your back and not on your face.
Yeah.
Then again, that guy fell down with his head underneath the puddles, so he's getting the best of both worlds. He's getting waterboarded by the Diluvian road. Or should we say the Duke road?
Bonk.
Bonk bonk. Ugh. Repress the yawn. I am not tired. You're tired. That's how that works, right?
Yeah. Uno reverse that tired card.
Yeah. So fun story at work. I actually found an Uno reverse card just sitting in the ground in underneath from one of our tree pallets recently. So me and another guy at work, Connor, we like to bitch at each other quite often. We've hit that point of being friends where we just insult each other all the time and just I hate how you do that. Just the grin on our faces. And so I found this Uno card, so the next time he did it, I just pulled out he told me to do something, I just pulled out the card and gave it to him and just no. He's like, where the fuck did you give this? So now, when we tell each other to do things, because we got a really flat management style there, we've just been passing this Uno card back and forth between each other. It's actually pretty funny.
I like that.
Yeah. One of my, there's two big parts to my management style there. My major focus is to make sure my employees don't have to do extra work to do their work. Like, if there's something I can do to make the job easier, I should be doing it. That's something I tell the owners. It's like, I need this to have I have to convince the owners that the employees need this in order to, make their jobs easier.
Secrets.
Yeah.
Not on my
The
watch.
other is that I have a bunch of random morale activities that I give to people if they're feeling like they're having a hard day. Like I have birdseed to feed a pair of nesting ducks that are nearby. And so if I find an employee is just having the shittiest day, like a customer yelled at them or
I throw birdseed at them so they can not be hungry.
So we go out and feed the ducks. We just go out there and just scatter some food for the ducks. It's like, you know what? That customer back there didn't matter. You know what? Screw them. I don't really care about them.
You want to read that while I run and grab my drink?
Sure. The jacket is bitten by harsh curses, tossed around in a pent-up rage at his wife, who dared to criticize the threadbare, checkered fabric and the ragged patches. It's his favorite jacket. So what if he looks like a beggar in it? He doesn't have to be a dapper. He's there, and that's enough. It's a patched jacket, and it looks heavy. Well, the trick is with a patch jacket, at least for my own personal things, is you sew another jacket on the outside of it. And then that jacket looks fine, but the inside one has got that soft, broken-in lining, and it's like...
I am back.
Just right. Just right. What do you think? Do you agree, Noot?
I don't know. I was grabbing my drink materials. Yes.
Fine. Just okay. Exactly. Noot agrees. Consensus. Don't you agree, Lonewolf?
Sometimes I concur.
Perfect. Motion passed.
We
didn't even need a second.
I concurred.
No, it's a weird life I've chosen, where I've kind of specialized in disaster management recovery. And I'm not actually that good at management when things aren't hectic. But when you need to get shit done and everything's falling around apart you, I'm in my element. It's not so hard, is it? Everyone can see the way you are, whether you wear silk or paper bag, whether your style is classic, avant-garde, or casual. Tartan, argyle, lace, spirals, embroidery, and golden threads. Everything matches everything. You can get away with anything as long as you wear it with confidence. There's a little bit of truth to that, but there's a lot of lie in there.
Yeah, but on the plus...
Go ahead.
On the plus side, I may be on the Taylor bullshit soon.
Nah, that's true. No, first year of university or second year of university, I really hated my bangs and the way my hair naturally fell. So I figured, knock two birds out of the air with one stone. I grew my hair out long into a ponytail in order to don't, and the excuse was I'm donating it. But what I was really trying to do was I was trying to stretch my hair follicles in the front of my head so they wouldn't hang downwards and annoy my forehead, and it worked. It took about 2 years. I grew hair down to the almost my ass, and I ended up donating it. But it also, after I cut that hair out, it looks like I had a perm. My hair just stands out straight now. But whatever. But the difference between the day before I cut my hair and the day after I cut my hair, I saw an immediate turnaround of how people interacted with me, and these were even people that would consider between us as close friends. It was stark how much these people put into appearances and just how shallow their attitude.
Sad.
Yeah, it was really disappointing. But what did make it worth it? I got some photos from the person in my hair. I donated it to one of the cancer clinic free wigs for children thing. And I saw some photos of someone wearing my hair, and that made me feel really nice.
Nice. The lower half is freshly painted. There is some instructions lingering on the door. 3 quick ones, 2 slow ones. Remember, words uttered firmly, resolutely, so that they are kept in memory and treated seriously. Lonewolf, you've been coasting. Read the conclusion.
The girl has a younger brother, and they seem to have a pretty hard life. It appears that I found her home. Now I just need to get through the door that's painted up to the height of a small child.
Let's try. Open sesame.
Oh, yeah.
How did you know the password, Ganef?
Back off, Charles. Do you even know what it means, you little shit?
Holy shit! I did
have
not
no
expect him to
foreigner
be
teach
that
me Warsaw
mean.
speak. It's clear you're not from around here. I can spot a wise guy from a mile off. I'll get my guys if I need to.
My guys.
I know a thing or two about magic. If you don't behave, I'll turn you into a toad.
As long as you don't turn me into a Ganef.
A Gnif.
Don't get in my way, understand?
There's nothing for you here, posh boy.
Combat! Combat! The boy is exceptionally wary and averse to strangers. I can tell he's on his guard not to let anything slip, not to say too much.
Yeah, 400 focus, trait invulnerable, 5 hit points.
Do not punch the child. Instructions unclear. Suplex child.
Under it, he held his breath and pretended he wasn't there as Leela yelled at their father for being useless. Then he held his breath and pretended he wasn't there when his sisters took him to Warsaw, lying that they were going alone. This is not a blanket. This is a true cape of invisibility. Also, that means that he's not from around here either.
Yeah, but he's not one of the bad foreigners, you see. He's the good sort.
No, but he just called me out for saying I'm not from around here, and he can tell.
Yeah.
Old, uninteresting,
Like City.
in a simple wooden frame. The picture is a vessel for the intense memories that emanate from it. It's the only thing she took from her home in Barcis, a village with no prospects, and the father. Sentimental memories are suddenly pierced by strong determination not to end up like him, whatever it takes. There are words hanging above the table that accompany harmless sibling squabbles. One of them prefers potato dumplings with onion, the other with cream. The boy's voice prevails. Dad always made them with onion, and he wants to go home. And so the harmless banter turns into something bigger. This inconspicuous place is scorching hot with accumulated emotions. It's a mixture of jarring disgust at living in a place like this, but also hope that everything will soon change for the better. It has to. Finally, there's a sense of responsibility for the loved ones. Leela takes care of her brother and sisters that she took from their home in Barcis, hoping to provide a better existence for them. They had no prospects there, and she saw Warsaw as a chance for a good life for them. They're doing their best, but still struggling with the toils of everyday life. One of many similar stories. Many such cases. Sad. Some, I assume, are good people.
Funneled everything yet, Claude? Then get lost.
Man, his hands are huge. Look up.
Should I scrub your tongue?
You know what they
out
say about
with
people with
soap?
big hands, big
Who
ears,
taught you
and big
such
feet,
foul
right?
language? Your sister doesn't speak
Or
like
midgets.
this. That's
They're
for
goofy
sure.
looking.
We can't afford soap, you bourgeois bastard.
Oh, if that's good, sad,
Let's talk about your sister and about
Then make
you.
like if you can't afford soap, just
I
make
know
it.
her name is Layla.
I'm not talking
Those are
to
big
Ganefs.
hands.
Yeah, they are fucking cute cats. That model, that character
Oh,
model.
the
I
better to
also like
strangle you with,
potato
my
dumplings,
grandma.
garnished with onions,
Those
browned in a
those are
hot
hands that
pan.
can like,
The kind your
you know how
sister
people can
makes for
one
you.
hand basketball? That guy can
Stop
one hand your
annoying
entire
me!
head.
I'll invite you both for some freshly kneaded dumplings.
Hey, he looks like he has
provided
munchkinism.
you
Yeah.
tell me where Layla is.
Don't lie to me, Ganef.
That checkered blanket. You used to hide under it when your sister was arguing with your father, didn't you?
And?
I could feel how scared you were when she smuggled you in it through the Warsaw turnpikes.
Yeah, right.
A cracked window is nothing.
His wrists are all
permanent.
messed up
Fall
too.
will
It doesn't
come
align
soon.
well.
Layla wants you to find a better place. If you don't tell me where she is, I won't be able to help you.
All right, I'll tell you. As long as it gets you out of here. She's probably at the harem. It's a local brothel, not far from here. Just don't get any ideas. She doesn't work there.
Yeah, I'm just
Thank
believe the
you.
lies she's telling to you. Kid.
Ganef.
Just believe the lies. Was it your sister who told you she doesn't work there? Trust her. It's fine. So Ganef, it turns out, is a Yiddish insult.
Huh.
It means thief or scoundrel. So he thought you were looting his house.
I mean, I would have.
Zax. Yeah, your back hurts for other reasons. Ooh.
Child labor.
Well, it's better than the other kind of child labor.
Kids having kids, shaking my damn head, huh?
Harem, of course. You tried to deceive me, but it's not gonna happen. It'll be mine.
I'll just help myself. Dear Gigi, first let me inform you that we are alive. We were spared those horrible events, but only through exceptional fortune or protection from higher powers, or because our address was not yet known to the general public. It is difficult to express the fear we are living in. The angry mob, like a stampede, demolished all the businesses on Croque-Malna Street. They showed no mercy to either men or women. Our girls took shelter in an outbuilding, barring the door with everything they could. I brought them food there, sneaking through the streets after dark. You were right, dear Gigi, to leave this town. Do not come back. I am writing these words as your well-meaning friend. I fear that many faces you used to know are... 1893 Chicago World Exhibition. Little Egypt's dancing performances. Sensational to the tune of The Streets of Cairo. Get sheet music. They call it Danse du Ventre or Hoochie Coochie. Use your contacts in Paris. Crazy idea. Review starring our girls. I hope it doesn't tell me how many times I saved during this at the end. I'm going to be embarrassed.
How much can I get for this loot?
Only if it's in
We
past
have
4
a
digits.
guest. Is it nice to eavesdrop like this?
It seems I've lost my way.
No one enters the harem by accident.
Tweezer, I know him. He accosted me at Devor before.
If he pesters you, you know what to do. And you better behave yourself, or you'll scare away the girls.
Is he your fence?
Why, are you interested in him? Or maybe you're interested in me. I must have caught your eye.
Tweezer is a pimp, a fence, and the owner of the harem. He's a dangerous man. Still, the harem seems to be a safe haven for Leela. She feels at home here.
You could say that, sure. You have something I want.
I'm not here to grant your wishes.
Oh, but you are.
Hey, you there!
Yeah? Got a problem?
My brave assistants will show you the door. Try not to resist
Fight,
too
fight,
much.
fight.
They don't like it.
I will deal with them on the spot, and you don't go anywhere.
Oh, I hit the wrong button.
No!
Ow.
My liver!
He's afraid.
Yay. Now where were we?
When
I
that
can
seagull
feel- well,
poked
what
me
is
on
it?
the coconut.
A shabby, uncomfortable armchair. Sitting and waiting for Tweezer, who was late as usual, she kept repeating the safe code in her mind. 1891, 1891. I wonder if it's an important year for him. Well, I guess it doesn't make much difference. Red, left by one of the prostitutes. The lipstick's red covered lips. The lipstick's red, covered lips as they uttered words of comfort for a concerned colleague. Assurance that this was the way things were around here ever since the pogrom. All she had to do was get the client tired and drunk and make sure she didn't steal too much so that he wouldn't notice. That was the boss's order.
That was the boss's orders.
Fancy sculpture. There's a subtle haze of gossipy whispers hovering around the sculpture. It's the girls praising Tweezer's shrewdness and resourcefulness. Many pimps have lost their lives and fortune in the pogrom. Well, he not only got away, but is now thriving better than ever. Could he be in cahoots with the Okrana? Watch. Looks like another watch stolen at the bazaar. The watch's hands indicate the time, but also the directions of the emotions filling the thief's heart. Anger at getting such a pittance for her spoils, but also satisfaction from the fact that she gets what she deserves on her own and still no one has found out.
Hello, sweet secret.
Rolls of banknotes. The small safe is filled with them. Most banknotes bear a memory of fingers that slipped them out gently from their drunk owner's pockets. Some fingers were more nimble, and others were trembling like a leaf, guided by inept hands. Eventually, they all ended up in the safe. The harem is run heavy-handedly by Tweezer, a pimp and a fence that Leela sells her spoils to. The girl is not happy with the money she gets, so she adds to it by robbing the safe where the prostitutes keep the money they steal from their clients. It's a thief's world, but it has its own laws, too.
Hey, don't worry. It's legal to steal stolen items, right? There's no double jeopardy, right? That's how that works. Awesome. By the way, sorry.
Sup?
No. There we go. For legal reasons, that was a joke. Man, I miss playing video games.
I'm back.
Like a bad dream. You are persistent. I'll give you that. How did you find me?
As Ali would say, introductions come before all else. I hear you know each other. My name is Victor.
I don't know any Ali. How did you find me?
I've met your little brother.
If he so much as lost a hair from his head, I'll gouge your eyes out.
We just talked. He's fine, and quite a character. It must run in the family.
Just as I taught him. If it means I can get rid of you, say your piece.
I'm not the only one following you. There's something else. A wild saluter. It's him that I find the most interesting about you. Do you know what a djinn is?
Nothing beyond what my brother has read about him in his fairy tales.
And it's this arrogant impudence that attracts him to you.
I'm afraid it's an inborn trait.
You showed some guts when you pulled yourself and your brother out of that place with neither hope nor prospects.
I don't intend to confide in you.
You're not going to sit here forever, are you? Stealing for Tweezer won't get you and your brother out of poverty.
And what do you know about getting out of poverty, Mr. Bourgeoisie?
You have a good deal going with Tweezer, correct?
A business like any other, but I admit that I'm quite comfortable here. It's very profitable for him, too.
He took you in when you first came to the city?
Don't get any ideas. All he did was help me get back on my feet.
If your arrangement works so well, why are you stealing from him? I know that you know the combination to Tweezer's safe.
So that makes two of us, then. I keep my hands to myself and my mouth shut. I advise you to do the same.
I'll look around here some more.
Do what you want.
I don't want to get her in trouble, though.
You're still here?
Why not?
I have to...
And here I thought you...
You're not going to sit here forever.
And what do you know about...
I look around...
Because she's just doing what she can, and... I don't know. I guess if bread were easier to stuff in your pockets, that's what she'd be stealing, is what I'm getting at.
Tell me, will my people be all right after all that?
No.
They'll live.
I also told you to behave yourself.
It's a nice place. Why call it harem?
And why won't the Thaumaturge start answering questions instead of asking them? I wonder how it is with you lot in bed. What are those demons of yours up to then?
Oh, we all cuddle in bed together. It's really sweet. Nothing weird happens. Stress
just,
that it's
know,
a professional secret.
Yeah, just don't worry about it.
All of these except the prideful one are... How is that pride? That's just factual.
I'm open to all possibilities.
I don't know if this is the right place to be making such declarations, but you've intrigued me, sorcerer.
Were you here in May, during the pimp lynching?
I was. But I'm still here. Sadly, not everyone was as fortunate.
Luck can also be helped, right? If one has, for example, a deal with the Ojranas provocateurs, it can make a lot of things easier.
They say that luck favors those who manage on their own. I'm alive, and the girls have a place to work. Everyone is happy. So what if the hateful mob targets all magicians tomorrow? And the only rescue for you and your friends will be to make a deal with the Ojrana. Will you help your luck then, or will you complain?
I don't know. I'm not in a similar situation.
Based on what I hear on the street, I'd start considering such matters.
What caused the lynching?
No, kitty cat. The right question is why? However, no one knows this for sure. Some say it was anti-Semitic workers. Others say that it's provocation from the Ojrana because soldate are regulars here. Sometimes bad blood needs to be spilled to make the rabble docile again.
I have some other questions.
There are so many more pleasant things you could do here with that mouth.
Jesus Christ.
But ask.
Why tweezer?
'Cause it appeals to the imagination. But I've also heard a few creative variations.
Let's go ahead and screenshot that for the benefit of the developers, huh?
I think I enjoyed Squeezer the most. Get it?
I see.
It's kind of funny.
I'll be off now.
Go.
I really don't want to out her unless I have to. Let's go talk to her brother again, see if he can get her angry. Rude. That is one rude dude with a sad tude. Alright. Hopefully he's not an especially violent person.
Well, you've not encountered too many of those in the past, so odds are this one will also not be violent, right?
It seems pretty unlikely.
To be sure.
Yeah.
Where's the miracle guy? I want to go bother him again. Oh, that's all the way over there. Never mind.
Fearless.
There's no one else I can
all the flaws.
There's no one else I can bother, eh? Doesn't look like it. I'm about to make a poor family a lot poorer.
Hell yeah, brother.
And also unsafe, and also one of their windows is already broken, so they won't even make noise breaking in.
Well,
and
the thing is, you leave it broken with
fine.
jagged glass all around the edges. Broken
A
windows.
lot happens
That way,
here. It seems
anyone
like
breaks
an
in,
ordinary
they get
brothel, but it's managed rather creatively.
Instead of putting your hands on things, maybe start putting them on beautiful ladies. Or gentlemen. The choice is yours.
I don't know if touching anyone would tell me that Layla has been skimming from your safe.
Layla!
I'm busy.
Busy getting into my safe?
Says who?
The gold watch you lifted from the Dvor whispered to me that you're equally cautious when lifting banknotes from the safe. Not too much, either, so that no one catches on.
You talk to watches? Maybe you're a snake charmer, too.
Ooh, I have one of those.
Yes.
Anything else, charmer?
A top hat?
I know the combination. I know that you keep repeating it in your head when you're bored.
Did you hear me? Mind your thoughts around this one, or he'll expose you for the deviant you are.
Layla, pockets.
Come on. Is 1891 an important date?
Pockets.
I figured they'd be able to talk it out.
That's enough, before you do something that you'll regret.
What? Did the great magician change his mind out of pity for the poor girl? I'll manage.
The tuberculosis is spreading.
Do.
This time, you won't have to look after everything on your own.
Get out of here, both of you, and don't come back.
I'm not used to someone standing up for me. Thank you.
You know why I'm here.
Well, yes. This djinn of yours. Is he here now? Can you see him?
I don't have to. I can see you, and I know he's around.
Are you trying to seduce me?
You must know that as soon as the djinn is captured, I will also take your audacity from you.
I don't really know what you're talking about, but I guess I'm in your debt.
Stand still. It will all be over soon. Her audacity certainly helped Layla and her brother tackle their fate. But it also led you down the path of transgression.
But see, I don't know if I can help her when I take it away from her.
Without it, you will cease to be the djinn's puppet.
And isn't that a hell of a time to take 5?
That is.
Yeah.
Dun dun dun. That is a beautiful Salutator.
I like it.
He's got that leg going on.
He got just the one,
He might have 3. They're arm legs.
Alright, we'll be back in a few.
Yippers.
A harvester mech, Lord Grimos.
So, Lone Wolf, what is new with you? I haven't heard anyone mention anything new recently, or even just unusual or storage, or whatever.
Like, new in what way?
Well, just, I don't know, just like give some character to the character that is Lone Wolf.
Well, it's summer here now, so that's nice.
Actually spending some time outside, or is it more just it's nice and just close the blinds?
Yes.
Fair enough.
I guess it depends on what I want to do with the day.
Yeah.
I am back.
Or if the weather is permitting.
You just gotta wear multiple layers of pants. It's fine. You can be good for any weather. And hey, if you gotta take off a pair of pants, that's a pair of pants you can stash, going back to our earlier conversations. Sorry, I'm like 3 sheets to the wind right now.
Oh no, you're fine. I have.
You're wine drunk, huh?
I am. You were saying, Lone Wolf?
That reminds me, maybe I should get some peanut butter whiskey and coffee.
Peanut butter whiskey?
Yeah.
I have not heard about this. Tell me more.
It's whiskey that tastes like peanut butter. So like, one of my favorite drinks is to like, what I'll do is I'll put like chocolate bitters, peanut butter whiskey, and maybe a little bit of milk, or maybe just right into coffee, and it's like a peanut butter cup.
That sounds dangerous.
It is.
Like 3 glasses of wine get me like on the floor. I can't imagine what that would do to me.
I got the hiccups.
Well,
So
I
I
usually I only add like a shot to like a mug of coffee.
Oh, okay.
So not a crazy amount, but you can definitely taste it.
What else could you add it to then? Because like I don't drink coffee.
Like I said, milk is a good one.
Okay.
Like a cup of milk. Or you could add it to like some other type of, I guess, beverage that you'd find nice. You can. It's also, I've had a lot of different brands of peanut butter whiskey. Some you can just straight up sip on, and it's nice. It's pleasant. It's like a smooth whiskey with that sweet peanut butter taste.
Interesting.
So Chris, how many hours a day do you leave seedlings in the dark? About 8, right?
Sorry, could you restate that? You said leave seedlings in the dirt?
Dark.
Oh, dark.
So the opposite question of how much sunlight do you give them?
Okay, yeah. I would, if I was doing seedlings and I wanted them to absolutely sprout, I would give them, is this indoor light or outdoor light?
Indoor light at night, and I put them out in the afternoon for the natural light.
I would say 20 hours-ish is a good amount.
Oh, dang.
Because remember, indoor light is so much weaker unless you have, like I've got a grow tent. It's got reflective walls, and I've got 400 watts of LED lights in there, and it barely approaches outdoor lighting. It's like an overcast day outdoor lighting. It's hard to hit outdoor lighting levels. Like, put it this way, a brightly lit store is about 100 to 200 times darker than being outside in the middle of the day.
I want to get a designated light tester just because I don't trust the phone camera to figure it out.
Fair enough. It is hard, but I would say you want to give them, like, I use a timer on mine. I would give it about 4 hours of darkness, and also make sure the seedlings are warm, because the soil temperature does matter for germination reasons.
Yeah.
That, and also keeping them not like if you keep it too moist and it's cool, they'll rot. But if you keep it moist and it's warm, or even like I'm talking like 25 to almost 30 degrees centigrade, you get much better germination rates, especially with more zone higher seeds. Like we're talking 5, 6, and 7s or higher.
Yeah, one thing I used to do is when I was making like clones of plants and everything, I had a little homemade bubbler, which is basically like Tupperware with one of those,
fish
they make
tank
bubbles. Yeah, they make bubbles inside your fish tank.
Yeah.
And you put it in the base of that, then you black out all the Tupperware, so no light gets in there, so it doesn't form any algae on the inside. And then at the top you cut holes and put like the little foam expanders in there, and then you put your seedling clone in there, and you put like a grow mix at the base of that. And what the bubbler does is it's essentially misting the roots constantly.
Yeah.
And it's actually one of the, like, I found one of the best ways to get them to the point where they're rooting. And as soon as they start rooting and get a little bit of roots, you can then plant them in soil, and they take really quick.
Was this like coleus, or was this harder things, the root?
All sorts of stuff. Like,
Okay.
I've done it with like blueberry and huckleberry plants as an example. I've done it with like spinach or cabbage, or I've done it with like various types of what is that? Herbs, like just garden herbs.
Yeah, like, because I'll admit, just like my static way of doing cuttings, like on my rosemary, I get about a 1 in 8 chance, and that's replacing the water every day and blah blah blah, and it's tough. It's just tough. No, but like at the greenhouse I'm working at, we're planning a project for next year. Their seedling racks don't get hot enough, and they had issues germinating the peppers this year. So what we're going to try and do next year is we're going to try and find some old radiators from buildings being torn down. We're going to get a small little hot water tank and one of those little boiler pumps, and we're just going to set the hot water tank to like 30 degrees centigrade, and we're just going to run radiators throughout the just in like either plastic tubes or radiators to heat up the seedling benches.
Okay.
Just run the radiators underneath and just keep it at kind of a constant temperature. Have some fans going at either end to cause airflow, and yeah.
Yeah, that's another thing. Is you can get, if you, depending on how crazy and expensive you want to get, there's even ways to like control the CO2 in a sealed environment, where you make
isn't the trick there just to have a couple candles burning, and that's usually enough?
I mean, then you run the risk of like, a candle burning.
Yeah, that's true, but like a candle burning will just like, if you use up the O2 in the area, the candle knocks itself out. You've got a fairly high concentration of CO2 for at least a little while.
Yeah, usually like the setups I've seen for that, it's usually like hermetically sealed, and you really only open it and check on it once a week because everything's automated.
Okay, that's fancier than what we've done. Like, we've just got, the place I'm working at is like $1 million to $1.5 million gross per year. Because it's a family farm operation. Like, we do, I don't know, 200, 300,000 seedlings a year.
Yeah, that's a ton.
Yeah, well, it's still a tiny operation. Like, we just plant for like 2 months, and then we sell for we overlap a month, and we sell for another 3. It's not big enough to start automating a lot of this stuff yet. So.
Right. A lot of what I've seen, like if you want to see like some crazy grower stuff, look at people who grow marijuana. Then it's like nuts.
Yeah, then you start seeing people throw money away. But like, part of it too is that we don't specialize in any one plant. It's like, yeah, no, like
right.
This, like, part of what I do is that I try and find random seeds and just weird varieties, and I try and I start them off and see if we can add them to our lineup. Like, one that I tried this year was New Zealand spinach, and it's looking like it's going to be a hit. The problem is, it doesn't work on our seedling trays. We need to go one size larger because it bolts when the roots get bound. But like New Zealand spinach, like, oh my god, it's the best tasting spinach I've ever had. And even when it gets old, it tastes like baby spinach. That's just awesome. Great. One that was a little harder and won't work for our greenhouse, but will work for me personally, is salsify.
Okay.
Salsify is a root vegetable that's kind of like a cross between a dandelion and a parsnip in terms of its looks and shapes. It's a white carrot-like tuber with a black skin on it. You don't eat the skin, and you don't eat it raw. You use it in stir fries and like cooked up, and it tastes like oysters when cooked.
Interesting.
It's really actually fantastic. I fry it up and I add it to seafood stir fries or like seafood boils, like as chowders. And it's really good. But a lot of people are kind of scared when you say like, yeah, no, this vegetable tastes like oysters. They're like, and like we just didn't have enough people interested in it.
1 HP.
Well done.
So I'm actually like, I'm really tempted to send you some like cuttings of like what we call huckleberries up here, Alaskan huckleberries.
Yeah.
They're a branch off from our blueberries, which are a more wild and hardy version of like the blueberries down south.
Yeah.
And they're just they're a unique berry taste that you just probably never experienced. And they're really hardy, they're really tough to kill, and they grow anywhere like wet or like they also thrive really well in greenhouses just fine. They like water, they like no water, but as long as you give them a good amount of sun, then they'll like, the berries
Yeah.
will be the size of your thumb.
I'd have to grow, if I wanted to grow those here, I'd have to grow them in a container because all the soil around me is alkali. Like, it's not uncommon to find soil with a pH of like 8.5 to 9.
Honestly, that probably wouldn't bother them too much because
Really?
a lot of the soil here isn't soil, it's actually like moss.
Okay.
And so we really don't have any soil.
Yeah, because like, what was it? I know we can't grow blueberries here because the soil is too alkali. Blueberries just die over winter every year.
Well, I will say that these berries, they're like a cousin and a hardier version of those type of blueberries. And so like they quite often grow in some really harsh environs.
How would you compare them to like a haskell?
I'm not familiar with that plant.
Fair. It's an alkaline tolerant. It's similar to a blueberry-ish, but it's got like it's a little seedy. It's like about little seedier, but not too much. A bit of a tougher skin, and the berries are oblong. Hascaps also have the weird issue that the plant has like 7 genders. Each plant has like 2 to 5 genders, and you need at least 3 different genders in order to cross-pollinate between 2 plants. Like it's worse than plums and pears. Way worse than pears to cross-pollinate. It's just such a pain.
See, that almost sounds like, because we have another like blueberry type that grows here, and they're very low bush, but they taste like a blueberry, but they're very mealy. So it's not like very liquidy. They're pretty mealy.
Yeah, that is almost kind of like a hascap. Like a hascap, I think is if you know the name, Lonicera is the Latin for them.
Okay.
They're a type of edible honeysuckle. If you want to really go into it, they're like a Siberian thing. Yeah. So, but like,
You're
yeah,
mine.
all the plant names are things like they're all puns, like Aurora Borealis, Beauty and the Beast.
Is it over?
And, yeah.
I don't feel particularly different, except that I don't want to be here anymore.
Yeah, another fun
have to
one
go
we
back
have
to my
is
brother.
salmon berries.
Will you be alright?
Oh yeah, no, those ones are fun.
Yes, I'm almost certain
but
of
really tough to kill, and they'll
Rest.
outcompete blackberry
You look
or
awful.
raspberry or anything like that.
Luck.
Yeah. What's another fun one that I tend to get for people right now a lot is the currants, especially the non-black currant.
Oh yeah,
Like-
currants are great.
Like, so at my workplace, I used some pretty basic coding skills with Python, and I automated the hell out of our ordering software. Because before, we'd have to look up every availability list and try and search each variation of each name, and sometimes there's spaces, and it's just such a pain. And I automated the crap out of it by making it so, like, I have 4 positive search terms, 2 negative search terms, one must-have search term, and 1 must-not-have search term. So it can kind of like rank your listings and sort things out. Like, let's say if you wanted to search for huckleberries, well, someone might put huckle space berries, and one person might put huckleberries, one person might put the Latin name, and it's just such a pain to find.
Someone might write huckleberries with a YS instead of IES.
You laugh, but you joke. But
no,
it is
I'm not joking.
Yeah, and so you need multiple search boxes to find all this, and then you might find, oh, that's a huckle plum, and so you don't want to include the word prunus and blah blah blah. So me doing this has saved me like on the order of 10 hours a day. And so I can do plant orders every, like, just in an hour in the morning, as opposed to usually it would be a full-time person's job. But more importantly, now we can, when a client comes in, like a customer comes in and says, I'm looking for a plant, like, do you carry any? I was like, we don't have any in stock, but just give me 5 minutes to like just search it and see if we can find it from our suppliers. And it only does take 2 or 5 minutes, because I just have to open this up, type in a bunch of names. It's like, oh yeah, no, we got white currant. Like, today, someone sold us just off the back of a truck 40 emerald cedars, and his wife was along for the ride. And she was like, "Oh yeah, no, like, do you have that, like, what was it, the purple smoke bush?" And like nobody knew what she was talking about. It's like, I swear it was a purple smoke bush. We couldn't find, like, Lucille, like, the owner, tried to find it in the availability list, blah blah blah. Myself, I just started opening up this application, typed out purple, typed in smoke. Oh, that narrowed it down. Okay, smoke. It's a smoke purple bush. That's why none of us could find it. And then all of a sudden, yeah, ta-da, there it is. And she was like, I'll take 5 right now. It was great.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So.
The
Man,
July
modernizing. Go ahead.
The July issue's lead story is on the debate on boundaries in fashion by renowned Warsaw tailors M. Haas and B. Melanowitz. When is wearing an extravagant item considered an expression of bold creativity, and when does it defy good taste?
It never defies good taste. It's always in taste. Especially if it's got honey on it, or maple syrup. But yeah, no, it's... Effectively, I've paid for myself and saved my current greenhouse's business by
I have. If you need.
my level of coding skills, and it's just, I wonder how many other small businesses out there are just missing somebody who just knows a little bit of Python to automate the fuck out of a lot of drudgery tasks.
That's a good question.
Because, like, we had the previous manager who I replaced. I won't say his name, so you don't know who he is. So I'm not breaking any laws, or libel, or slander. Embezzled over like 3 years via social isolation and manipulative tactics, like about $2.5 million out of a business that only net revenues $1 million a year. We're going to pay off all the debts he accrued off on us this year.
Yay!
Wow. So, and like they can't pay me a lot right now. I'm only earning like 25 an hour, but hopefully next year, they're gonna like they've said they want to reward me for the work and effort I've put in, and I'm pretty sure, once I start automating the hell out of my job, they're gonna put me on like a really good wage, and like I might even be able to own a home in 5 years. It's great. They said they talked about the possibility of letting them co-signing a home with me.
That'd be amazing.
I know, because my credit score is awful. So, it's kind of weird, just like, I'm looking at this and I'm just like, I'll be honest, I'm abusing ChatGPT to hell and back to do this, to have this happen. So,
you're thinking smarter, not harder.
Exactly. Like, it's, again, one of the things I do for work is that I optimize employees. Like, I don't know, everyone here has played a little bit of RimWorld, especially in chat, and you know, like, it's such a pain when the pawns walk back and forth across the entire property to do simple tasks. Like, I need this thing, I'll pick up one. Why didn't the fuck
Put them next to each other.
Yeah, exactly. And so, one simple thing I did at work was I made stashes of dirt all around the greenhouse, because sometimes when you miss a plant and it dries out, it shrinks, and then it won't accept water.
Caches.
Yeah, and so I've made caches of dirt underneath the benches everywhere, and then all of a sudden people don't have to walk like 300-400 feet to get like one scoopful of dirt to fix one plant. They just it's 30 feet over there, just okay, done.
Nice.
Like, sure, it makes them have to do more work, but I think they're happier, like, in terms of just not having to deal with the bullshit.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, Lord Grimace, you're not wrong. Starleague caches, but it's high grade mulch and compost. You're not wrong. Like, most of our soil we use for this is plants that died the previous year from, like, they just didn't survive the overwintering, and I just stashed it everywhere, because, honestly, I was a little lazy of just hucking it all the way to the pile of dirt in the back. Like, because then what they used to do is they threw it in the dumpster. I'm just like...
Why?
Why? You're not say Samurai. It's Mostek. You're not wrong!
I'm not looking forward to having to cut up all that sod that I pulled up.
It's let it dry out, and it ends up being a lot more.
Well, it's sitting in the garden bed, so it's drying out and then getting rained on, and then drying out and then getting rained on, which feels like the right way to get it to break down.
No, let it dry out completely, and then what you do is you roll it up once in one direction, roll it in the other direction, and it'll just fall apart.
Hmm.
You want to break apart the roots.
Yeah.
What you do is you spend $10,000, buy the Robo Flamethrower dog, and just burn it. And then you have a Robo Flamethrower dog.
I'm sorry, Robo Flamethrower dog.
Yeah, there's actually, they created a robot dog which you can control, and it has a flamethrower on it.
That seems hilariously unsafe, and I want it.
Yeah, it's only about 10 grand, which it's not that reasonable if you can have a robo dog that can throw fire.
The Terminator. I wish I could put it on screen.
Yeah.
Also, I sent you a picture.
Oh, good, you linked it. Good job. I was about to.
Nice.
Yeah, some what huckleberries look like, what Alaska huckleberries look like.
Yeah, yeah. That joke fell flat. Never mind. Yeah.
We had a wet compost barrel, but it ended up being too much of a pain in the ass to maintain.
Compost is hard to do properly. Like you have to make sure you add the right things. You can't just add willy-nilly.
Yeah.
And the only good ones that I've ever enjoyed seeing are ones that the internal barrel was like there was 2 barrels and they both could rotate. The internal barrel was kind of like had a wide mesh like chicken wire.
Oh, so like a washing machine almost. And it
much bigger holes, but like sort of like a washing machine.
And as things broke down, they fell through.
Yeah, and then as the external barrel was
What's new?
just had a couple hatches on it. But yeah,
that's smart.
Yeah,
I've got some fresh ideas.
You could attach a little
I see what it is you're getting at.
thing to
But
it.
the collection still
probably
seems to have some
you
missing
could probably just use your belt motor from a washing machine.
Keep looking.
Actually,
Or not even
Bold
that, just a,
concepts, unusual combinations.
Yeah,
I'm counting.
just
on
like a little sail that makes it
Meanwhile,
spin.
yeah. The other 2 big
I work
things
both.
are
Oh.
moisture level and airflow. If you don't have both of those, it's rough.
Yeah. Like I said, I just did mine like compost soup because I didn't want to have to worry about combustion or anything like that.
Yeah. I've gone to the point of just using worm composting, like because I can keep that indoors. I feed it most of my food scraps, and they're happy. The hardest thing I have for them is putting enough carbon in. Yeah, no, I found I need about 2 cubic feet of worm composter in order to keep up with what I use as food scraps in terms of organic, non-meat ones.
Nice.
I throw a lot of apple residue in there, so from all the apple juice I make.
Where the hell was I? Oh yeah, I was going to see Rasputin.
Yeah. That does remind me, I do need to water them. I keep accidentally letting them get a little too dry.
Apparently peppers actually like that, when you saturate them and then let it dry out.
Yep. They're kind of like the opposite of tomatoes in that regard.
Tomatoes like average, steady watering. Yeah.
Which sucks if you get a huge rainstorm, because unless you keep up the heavy rain afterwards, you just get tons of blossom and rot.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I actually last year was the last straw, all the mold that I had on the tomato plants. I was like, nah. So that's why we started to do the rotation this year.
Mm-hmm. Let's see actually how moist my...
Yeah, stick a finger in it.
Let's see here. It's top bit's dry, but the
stick a finger in the brown place and tell me how it comes out.
Actually, I was overworked a few days ago, so I just threw a whole bunch of apples whole in there, and they're taking a while to break down. Plus, I was an awful person and forgot to remove the plastic stickers.
And I won't turn you down.
I'm an awful person, and I think the top of my seedling things blew away.
I doubt that they're edible there, Lonewolf. What evidence do you have for that?
Actually, because they're stickers and are placed directly on food which is consumed, they are FDA approved to be edible. You can actually look that up.
Approved to be edible, and like, probably.
Where did you find that salad?
I don't know. I still
In the
wouldn't eat
Sahara?
them.
I mean, you shouldn't eat them, but you can.
A master of wishes in
They're
his
safe for
Eh.
human
form.
consumption.
Quickly, Victor, before he
Eh.
buries us both.
Okay.
Focus on your wish.
Let's see, what are the worms like right now? Oh, they're fat buggers. They're enjoying this.
Extraordinary. He doesn't threaten you anymore. Your wish is his command.
Got some good quality soil, but I think it's a little dry, so I'll add a bit more for the worms. A bit more of that wah-wah.
Wah-wah.
Hang on.
Adding a liter, 1 liter of water to the worms. Enjoy, my pretties. Enjoy. It does mean I'm out of water now in my room, but I can always fix that later.
Oh no, you'll die. You won't make it.
Well, like, you know, you don't need much water to survive, right?
Right.
It's a great
I
weight loss
finally
technique.
caved and brought up a guide to figure out where the fuck all the Taylor's stuff is.
You might have to, yeah, and hopefully none of it's missable.
I don't think so.
This doesn't seem like a game where there's missable content. Like, sure, there's quests that are, like, kind of...
It seems like they tell you, well, this is telling me that I have limited time, but...
Like, I'm honestly surprised the game didn't do the thing, like, where the quests are only doable at certain times. Like, if you miss it tonight, but it'll be available tomorrow night. Okay, just bury those apples a bit more. Cut them in half. Maybe my wormies will enjoy it. The nice thing working at a greenhouse is that over the summer, my worm composter gets all the carbon sources it needs. Because, again, I throw a lot of fruit in there, but not much green leafy matter.
Okay.
Well, I just don't get it with my food subscription. I get, like, my celery and my lettuce, but that's not enough.
Food subscription?
I have a food subscription, which it's subsidized by the local steel mill, and so it's pretty cheap. I get for 45 Canadian, I get maybe I can fill up a container that's about 3 cubic feet in size for about for about 45 Canadian. Mostly fruits and veggies. Sometimes there's like more expensive stuff like watermelons or berries in there, but usually it's just the staples like carrots, apples, celery, oranges, and whatnot. But it's still like significantly cheaper than going to the grocery store right now.
Oh, absolutely. I was like, that's super, super cheap.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm paying like $5 a bell pepper.
Yeah, like, and I see that, and I'm just like, ugh. Like, we're not that bad in Saskatchewan here, but it's still pretty bad. It's about $2.50 a bell pepper.
Yeah, that's when they're on sale. That's when I try to buy them.
Yeah.
Yeah, groceries aren't great right now.
Yeah. Hey, Dan, SVP or SPV. Yeah, we're talking about gardening. I work in a greenhouse, so it's a common conversation piece. But yeah, no, I've gotten big into canning too, and like The other big thing, the reason I started gardening on my own, other than just onions, is because spices are just so expensive.
Yep.
Like,
that's why wars are fought over them.
Yeah, like I like my rosemary, but like, holy crap, I am not buying fresh rosemary in the store. Yeah, Grimace. Yeah, like I canned 35 quarts of tomatoes last year, thereabouts. The tomato, not tomatoes, tomato sauce, I should say. And
Still,
like,
dang.
holy crap, I'm happy. I will say at least half of it was cherry tomatoes, which was such a pain. There's a cherry tomato type called Geranium Kiss that loves growing in containers. It's determinate. It's my 4 Geranium Kiss tomatoes outperformed my other 20 other types of tomatoes. It was ridiculous. They make trusses of 50 to 150 cherry tomatoes that are about the size of large marbles, and they make 3 to 10 trusses per plant. It's yeah, and I like my chili and my butter chicken, so I need my tomatoes.
Yeah, I usually can a bunch of like jellies and salmon. I'll can salmon.
How does canned salmon work? Is it like a sugary canning or an acidic canning?
It can be either actually.
Interesting.
Usually do sugar, basically, is or you smoke it first and then you can it.
Okay.
And sometimes
Yeah.
you can it with jars instead of like physical cans.
Yeah, like that is the kind of canning I do. It's mostly boil canning, although I do
Yeah,
want to,
it's just that saying jarring doesn't sound right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little jarring to hear it.
Yeah. I do want to get a pressure canner though. Like a lot.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Because currently I boil can and oh fuck, is that a pain?
It is time consuming, yeah.
Well, that and my canner, my canner pot is like half an inch too short, and it's really hard to get a full inch of depth over the cans without having it splatter over the stove.
Yeah, I have like a big 5-gallon bucket of a cooker for it.
Yeah, like that's about how big mine is as well. Like I can put 7 jars in there, 7 1-quart jars in there, but it's hard to get like like a full inch of water over top of them, and
Oh
so
yeah.
like occasionally I lose a can, which sucks.
So usually what I do is I buy like half quarts or like pints or quarter pints, and it catches the excess. So what you can do is like when you find that as you start stacking up, you switch over to the other one, so you fill up those, so you can do that. Because if you stick to one type of jar, you get sometimes that weird mismatch.
Yeah. Okay, that's decent enough. Do you ever do with the canning with the wax on top? The
No.
paraffin wax canning?
No, I haven't done that at all.
Yeah, I want to try that. Like, because I do experiment with canning a little bit. Like, I tend to, with my experiments, I overboil the hell out of them to make sure I don't get sick. But like, one thing I experiment with is it doesn't work great, but I've canned meat stock. And like, sure, when you add the vinegar, it calcifies out. You end up with some sediment. But for a lot of things I added to, it's okay.
Okay.
Like bone broth, I've canned bone broth, but I really want to. I want to see about for at least like tomato canning if I can use some paraffin wax to like guarantee a seal rather than just hope and pray the canning lids work. Either that or move all completely over to the tattlers, but tattlers are expensive and hard to find.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. You know what I mean by tattlers?
I'm sure I might know it by something else, but it sounds very familiar.
They got the rubber gaskets instead of just the lids where you have to like they've got instead of the lids that the inner seal melts on and seals, it's the O-ring gasket types.
Okay, yeah, I've used those.
Yeah,
those are nice.
What are we talking about? Vacuum sealing stuff?
I think Dan's bringing that up. Like I do some vacuum sealing too. Like I sometimes cook meals as sous vide, and I throw and like I've got a vacuum sealer to cook them up. or to seal them up, and I'll actually, after I finish cooking them, I'll just throw them right in the freezer.
My partner was visiting in December at one year, and so I roasted a bunch of tomatoes just to get the skin off, like sliced tomatoes.
Yep.
And then vacuum sealed them, and I made a tomato sauce out of them when he came in December.
Neat.
And they survived just fine in the freezer.
Yeah, I also make like survival foods. Like I've been getting into making pemmican. That's a lot of fun.
Does it actually taste good though?
Have you ever had like flavored jerky?
Yes. I've made non-flavored jerky. I've made Discount Dan version non-flavored jerky with no meat.
Yeah, it just tastes like beef, and then like if you can add seasonings to it, and it'll just taste like seasoned beef.
Huh. Did I ever tell you about my my Discount Dan jerky?
No, but go ahead.
So, what we do, I've got a sales pitch here. If you want a bar food that's going to make your patrons drink, do I have a snack for you? They're called dehydration snacks. They're cheap as shit to make. Because what we do is we take the finest choice vegetables and we make sure to sell them. And everything else that's left,
we dip it in gravy.
No, it's better than that. Because gravy costs money. We want to reduce the cost here to you and to ourselves. So we make broth. That's mostly what we do. And then we sell that broth. But what do you do with what's left over with the broth? That mush at the bottom of the jar. Well, you can't eat
Let me read this and then you can talk while I'm
Yeah.
looking for the... A subtle mist of memories drenched in longing forms around the flowers. He was from Paris. He would shower her with flowers and whisper sweet nothings in her ear. And then he disappeared, leaving behind a void and a sweet shiver that haunts her every time she looks at the flowers. Here we have a genuine Parisian man of fashion, a subtle rustling of satin, a mustache with an elegant pomade curl, a stern countenance, and a passionate eyes that would hold a promise of golden mountains and wildflowers strewn at the feet of a naked lover. That's how one should live, and if one can't live that way, one must at least imitate the life of a bon vivant with chic attire.
I could agree with that. Back to the turkey, though. So, that mush at the bottom of that can, of the soup stock that you've just boiled out and drained all the liquid and left all those solids at the bottom, well, it's flavorless, textureless mush. It's got nothing to it, no nutrients. And oh, by the way, we add more water and boil the hell out of it again to extract those extra nutrients, just because, we can make a profit that way. But what do we do with this mush at the bottom? Well, it's still got one good thing going for it. It has water. We're going to dehydrate the ever-living hell out of it. And this is how we bring you carrot jerky. At a 2-foot pace, it looks like beef jerky. It chews like beef jerky. It tastes like sadness.
Wow. Flower motifs and oriental patterns have recently become popular in men's fashion. Pattern vests with shining elements are now an indicator of true elegance and unaffected class. At the reader's request, at the end of the issue, there's an extensive report from a visit to a master hairdresser in Paris who talks about the currently popular hairstyles.
Yeah. It makes an excellent bar food because you eat one palm-sized serving of this, and you will need to drink like 4 liters of water because you will be parched.
And we all know you don't drink water in a bar.
Exactly. Add a little bit of that salt just for that little bit of flavor, Tam.
Wow.
But yeah, I was experimenting to see what I could do with the residue of what's at the bottom of my soup stock after I've extracted all the goodness from it.
Ugh.
And I'd eat it at work in order to force myself to drink water, because as soon as I'd eat a handful of this, and it's like, okay, I'm hungry. Well, I'm just going to choose something just to stop the hunger pangs. Oh shit, do I ever need to drink water?
That's basically how they made Marmite.
My head hurts and I feel dizzy.
Yeah, but I think Marmite has fat or oil in it, right?
It has like proteins is what it has. So it's like a source of protein.
I've got some fresh ideas.
Whereas this has broken down fibers.
That's extraordinary.
Hey!
Finally, something new. I've got enough material here for an entire
Well
collection.
done, well done.
Your role is over. Please, let me work. And then, you will become the best-dressed gentleman in the entire partition. Meanwhile, I shall attend to my work. Please, excuse me.
There's a reason I call it Discount Dan beef jerky, is because, like, let's
I won't
extract
bother you.
everything valuable out of
All
this
right.
entirely, and then still make a product out of it. Because yeah, it has fiber from the celery and carrot, and the carrot gives it like that grainy texture that kind of looks like beef jerky from a distance.
Sounds like sawdust bread.
It's probably a little more safe than that to eat, but I don't know if it has more. I think sawdust bread would have more calories.
That bastard better call me when he has something new.
Which is, yeah.
Yeah, sawdust bread, it actually has less calories because you can't process the sawdust. So it's basically, all it does is it fills you up, but you don't actually have more food from it.
Yeah, like this is effectively the same because it's all cellulose fiber from the celery and the carrots. It gets that kind of beef jerky flavor from when the carrots turn it orange and then it browns a little bit when it gets from the dehydrator cooking it a bit more. So it looks like beef jerky from a distance, and people are like, "Oh, you having some beef jerky? Have them." And you let them have this, and they just get this feeling of sadness and betrayal. This expression of sadness and betrayal on them, and I'm just like, "Yeah, don't you like my beef jerky?" And they want to say yes, but they say no.
An invisible man just said he's getting too old for this shit.
I mean, sometimes you even once you die, you're still too old for this shit. This is a police station again?
Yeah.
Talk to the criminals. There's some new ones at the bottom there, I think, that are fighting.
I think they were just hanging out.
Well, there was like there was an interaction thing there, wasn't it? You can't hover over that triangle. I guess that just means
No, I was.
Okay.
Might I take a moment of your time? Detective Zukov, right?
I'm not an idiot.
I didn't call you an idiot.
I'm trying to stay ahead of the facts. I want to save us both time, which is why I decided to warn you. I'm listening.
That man is going to be fun at parties, I can just tell.
I feel like he's not going to take flattery well.
I'm a Thaumaturge.
I know. I see the grimoire. I'm envious of your skills. I wish I were able to touch an object and irrefutably claim who it belonged to. You're the relative of a local judge. I can tell by the accent. You and Veronin pronounce
I think I have too much rhubarb at the moment.
I told you.
Well, don't rotor
I'm
till
not
it.
an idiot.
I've seen that happen.
It's harvested. I have about like 30 pounds.
I'm a Thaumaturge.
Wow.
I know.
That's pretty decent for this time of year.
You're the I told
I'm
you.
just gonna keep telling him a thaumaturge forever.
I think I could
help with finding
the
the
plant
attackers.
that,
I
like,
know. Yes,
the
for
guy
the love
who
of God,
harvested
just
it
don't
for
ask
me,
how
he
I
said,
figured
yeah,
it
it's only
out.
1/3. I got 3
I requested a
garbage bags
thaumaturge
full
myself,
of it.
but it will be at least a week before he
And he
arrives.
said it grows
in
back
Warsaw.
that thick every 2 weeks
So,
here.
You're stuck with me.
How much did he rotor till
Let's get
his
to the
yard
point,
to do that?
I trust you will share your knowledge with me.
It just, rhubarb goes
when you
crazy
manage to
here.
locate the Lechites. Be so kind as to come back to me.
Well, you probably don't have a high water table, and that's what kills rhubarb.
Fellas,
Why does this matter
dialogue.
concern you?
Sorry.
I honestly don't even remember why I'm doing this.
I've been inquisitive ever since I was little.
And nosy, that's for sure. Is there anything else?
Seeing as we're working together, perhaps you'd like to make things easier for me and be so kind as to issue me some sort of a pass?
Nonsense. I would never sign such a thing. I told you, I'm not an idiot. Our cooperation is extremely unofficial. You were never here, and I never gave you any answers.
Meeting you was a most interesting experience.
Let's do this again when you find the Lechites.
No, I guess that's what you need to find in order to get that third conversation.
No, I gotta talk to Veronin.
Oh?
Yeah.
Think that'll be enough?
I think so. Either that or I gotta talk to Wanda about it.
Man, he has a fucking huge office.
May I have a moment
Yeah.
of your time, Uncle? Your timing couldn't be worse. I'm swamped with work. This attack at the railway station has the highest priority now. That's what I've come to talk to you about. First of
Excuse me.
all, keep your voice down. Secondly, I won't tell you anything because I'm not allowed to say anything.
And third, let's go to our favorite bench.
Are you involved with this in any way?
Admit that you caused the crime.
Yeah.
An acquaintance of mine, who cares about uncovering the truth behind this incident, asked me to help track down the culprits. Tell him to leave it alone, or find new friends. If neither you nor Ligia is involved with this, then I won't tell you anything. You're not involved, right? Liga and I have nothing to do with this, Uncle. Swear. I swear. I want to help. I can help. You've helped enough already. You've helped me, Petya, and the Krajewskis. All I can do now is make a dramatic exit and leave you alone here.
Nice.
With all these papers, passes, and official stamps.
Yeah, I guess that's what you have to do,
I'm in a
huh?
hurry, lad. I'd rather you not be here when I return.
I wonder if that random NPC's still gonna...
Judge Voronin is not in.
I know. I'm his nephew. I'll wait here.
As you wish, sir.
It would be a sin not to make use of it. Oh, a Hammond machine. Good brand.
Everything all right there, Mr.
Yes, sure. Stamp looks worn out. To be expected. Uncle is rather heavy-handed.
May I offer you something to drink?
No need. I'll only be a moment.
May I offer you something to drink?
No need. I'll only be a moment.
May I offer you
Oh.
something to drink?
No
Well
need.
done.
I'll only be a moment.
May I offer you something
Are you
to drink?
fucking kidding
No
me?
need. I'll only be a moment.
May I offer you something to drink?
Just take the
No
fucking
need.
drink.
Go back in there. May I offer you something to drink? May I offer you something to drink? I'll only be a moment.
Okay, but do you want a drink?
I can offer you something to drink.
Or
Maybe.
you could have a drink.
Detective.
I'll admit I didn't
Have you learned the identities of the victims from Vienna Station?
The station is virtually impossible to examine during such a short period of time. At least for Warsaw investigators anyway. And it looks like all the victims were random people. Perhaps some things will clear up once we're allowed to talk to the injured witnesses. I'm waiting for a call regarding this matter.
So, there
I'm
are
gonna go
survivors.
harass the hospital.
I've already said too much.
Meeting you was a...
Let's do this again when you find the Lekites.
Alright, this is probably a good time to call it, fellas. Oh, Detective Zukov, who's investigating the case, incidentally mentioned that someone survived the explosion. I need to find out who that was.
Yep.
Alright.
Anywho's, thank you very much for streaming tonight, Noot.
Yes,
It's been a
thank you.
pleasure.
Yeah, thanks for co-hosting.
And all of you, to our viewers, enjoy. I hope you enjoyed this evening, and I hope you enjoy our future streams. And this is Chris.
And Noot.
And AK Lonewolf.
And we're signing off for tonight. WBPL 76 is signing off.
But I don't.